Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm I'm not excited to be making this episode. I had a conversation yesterday with somebody, and it was a very difficult conversation. They took us up on the offer to make a strategy plan for them to be able to get things back on track. And I thought it was just a normal call until he said this call was the last resort, and it really put the pressure on me because I was not sure where this was going. And then he said he discovered that 3 weeks ago that his wife has cheated on him, and she has been for many years, and he was just devastated. And he had taken up on himself to blame himself for everything that has happened. He said his body wasn't attractive anymore. He didn't feel attractive anymore. He stopped working out. His endowment. And all these other things where he was taking responsibility. And I said, I was saying to him that I do appreciate that you are trying to take responsibility. Because when you take responsibility, it actually gives you the opportunity to start making changes. But I said, this isn't the responsibility. You shouldn't be taking responsibility for her cheating. That was her own decision to do that. And that's not on you. There is contributing factors within the relationship that is caused you to cheat. So usually when somebody cheats and for sex is a byproduct of something else. So there's something else that is missing that they felt that they could get from somewhere else. And generally, 9 times out of 10, whether it's a man or woman, it's some level of acceptance, some level of feeling like they're understood or even desired, or there's certain things that have broken down within your relationship and they feel like they can get it from somewhere else. Now, I'm not trying to justify the cheating, but what I'm trying to say is that if you look at it from that standpoint, then there is things that you'd have done for it to happen, but it's not your fault because everybody goes through shit and not everybody goes then out and cheats. So it's on them that they could not be strong enough to try and work things through and then build onto the relationship. Usually it's because they just feel like maybe it's not for them. Cheating is the easiest route out in order for them to feel what they needed to feel out there. So it was a conversation where I think when we got to that point, we started understanding that it's the fact that the cheating has happened is a bad situation, but her cheating isn't directly because of him. It's just the contributing factors. And it's, again, I needed to make him understand that the situation happens more often than we think. It's most people, when it's happening to you, it feels like you're alone, and it feels like, why is it that all these other men, their wives are committed? Why is it that all these other guys, they've got amazing relationships? And it's quite easy to start seeing it as if you are the only one going through something. And I appreciate what happened last year when we saw that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. It was interesting to see a guy who was considered one of the sexiest men on the planet to be in such a horrible situation in terms of a relationship, and then to be with somebody who was that crazy. So it goes to show that none of us are immune or have got some sort of bulletproof when it comes to having issues within a relationship. We all have issues in a relationship. But when we're having those issues in the relationship, we all have choices within that relationship, whether we want to go and cheat or not cheat. She chose to cheat, and it's not on him. And again, if that's happened to you, it's not on you. Now, with this situation, 9 times out of 10, I would tell you if it's not cheating, you would try and work things through within that relationship together. But in terms of really getting things sorted, I did say the best thing that you can do is either separate temporarily so you can work on yourselves together, because you need to be by yourself. That person who is, especially, it's even worse if you're sharing a bedroom. you cannot grieve the relationship. You cannot release the hurt before you actually start healing. Because this is an important part. If that person is triggering you, the moment you see them every day, when they talk, when they speak, when they breathe, it's you all of a sudden when the phone rings and the phone buzzes, when they're on the phone, everything is triggering, and you will not be able to see a path to start getting better and seeing her in a better light. So really being separate is probably the best thing to do. I'm not saying go for a divorce. I'm not saying you need to break up. I'm just saying you might need some time apart in order to heal the relationship, if that's the way you want to go. But again, I'm of the idea that if it's happened, it's important to understand why it's happened, and then you can work through it. I think most people would say, "Oh, go to marriage counseling and start sorting it out." I think you don't need marriage counseling. You need individual counseling. They need to go to their own person to deal with their issues, and then you go and deal with your own issues. Marriage counseling is not the best because again, it's from many people that I speak to, it's the quickest way of getting to a divorce is to go to marriage counseling, because you go and air out all these things that you cannot air out when you're at home, and then you go back and then you're now trying to find supporting evidence. So the whole time, instead of really connecting in the relationship, you're trying to find evidence of why they're fucking up and why they're the issue with the relationship, and she's doing the same. And then when you go to this marriage counselor, like definitely almost like a courtroom, it's or both pleading your case to show the counselor that they're the issue and vice versa. And it's just the most destructive thing, because the longer you go in it, the more apart you feel in that relationship. So just wrapping this up, it's going to be really important if you are in that situation. And this is why I'm making this episode. And guys, Anonymous, and I did tell him I was going to make a podcast episode about this, so it's all good. It's important to really understand that when somebody cheats, it's not on you. It's got nothing to do with your body. It's got nothing to do with you as a man. It's got nothing. I mean, like I said, there is contributing factors, but it's their decision at the end of the day. When things got difficult, they chose the easy way out. So, and this is what's the real issue here. And if you're going through this and you really need to speak to somebody and you want to just get some clarity on how you can actually work things out with your partner, go to our Instagram, Thriving Tribesman, and it will start walking you through on the things that you might be able to do. Also, the case study is still open. Like I said, it's going to be free. With this program, we sell it for $4,997, and we're giving it out for free. So you get 8 weeks of 2 sessions, and with that, you're also getting a shift within your mindset, so you can become an alpha male, somebody who's moving from coping with life, being the guy who's the roommate, who's just paying bills and is ignored, to somebody who is thriving, who is the most attractive person she's ever seen, the one who's respected by his family, and not just by a leader within his household, but becomes a leader within his community. Because this is one of the important factors that we're now missing in society, is leaders that lead. They lead in their house, they lead in the communities, and form stronger communities as well. So this is a very powerful program that we're taking people through. It's not only just to get you sex and get you laid, but it's for you to actually start living a fulfilling life where you feel like it's a life of a mission and purpose, and you can really lay down at night and just feel like you are achieving a lot within your life. So when you look back in your life again, you think to yourself, it has been an amazing life. When you, at the moment, you feel, I can guarantee that you're feeling a former version of yourself. You feel not confident. You don't feel like you are worth anything. And we want to turn that around. Like I said, it's free. So I'm not even going to say any more than that. It's free. So if you cannot take this opportunity to really transform your life and really transform your relationship, then I don't think there's anything else that's going to be able to help you. So thank you very much for listening. I'll be seeing you soon. Again, for you to get more details on this, go to our Instagram, which is Thriving Tribesman, and you can DM Case Study. If you are you don't have Instagram, go to www.deadbedroomrevival.com. You'll be able to put your information through that, and we'll be able to get in touch with you and tell you the next steps in order to join the case study as well. So thank you very much. I'll be speaking to you guys very soon. Take care.